Good morning, children. Let's start the second part of the lesson, A Letter to God. This is the remaining portion which I had not covered in the last video, so this is the next part. I had told you to do the questions given in oral for oral comprehension. So I am starting below that, okay? But in the hearts of all those who lived in that solitary house in the middle of the valley, there was a single hope, help from God. But all those people who were living in that only house, that was the only house in the entire valley, those who were living in that house, they have a single hope, that is the help from God. So how determined they were, how firm faith they had, firm belief in God they had. Don't be upset, even though this seems like a total loss. They were telling each other, there's no reason to be upset. At this particular moment, it is looking like as if they have lost everything of theirs, but there is nothing to be afraid of. We are definitely going to get help from God. No one dies of hunger. कभी कोई भूख से नहीं मरता. No one dies of starvation. That's what they say. No one dies of hunger. All through the night, Lencho thought only of his one hope, the help from God, whose eyes, as he had been instructed, see everything. They were told that God can see everything. So he was having a deep faith, or he was having a hope in his heart that he is going to get help from the God. Even what is deep in one's conscience, even the person who is not who is thinking of something in his heart, that is also clearly visible to God. Lencho was an ox of a man, working like an animal in the fields. He was so strong. He has been compared here to the ox and an animal because of his hard work, the way he puts his hard work into his work. That is why here he has been compared to an ox and an animal. But still he knew how to write. But still he was not illiterate. He knew how to write. Though he was working in the fields like an animals do not know how to write, but Lencho knew how to write. The following Sunday at the daybreak, the coming Sunday, the Sunday which was coming at the morning time, the daybreak means when the day began, he began to write a letter which he himself would carry to town and place in the mail. He started writing, and after finishing writing, he would carry that letter to the town, and he himself will drop that letter into the mailbox. It was nothing less than a letter to God. He had written a letter to God. He wrote. What he wrote in the letter? He started, God, if you don't help me and my family, and I will go hungry this year. He said, if you won't help this year them, then he and his family will go hungry this year. I need 100 pesos in order to sow my field again and to live until the crop comes, because the hailstorm. He wrote the complete thing in the letter. He said, God, you have to send me 100 pesos as I have to sow the field again, and till the time the crops for the harvest, they get the harvest, till the time they have to eat also something, and they can purchase that with that money. He wrote to God on the envelope. On the envelope, he wrote to God. The address was to God. Put the letter inside, and still troubled went to town. He put the letter in the envelope and he went to town. At the post office, he placed a stamp on the letter and dropped into the mailbox. When he reached town, he dropped the letter in the mailbox. One of the employees, who was a postman and also helped at the post office, went to his boss, laughing heartily, and showed him the letter to God. When it was dropped, post office employees collected one of the postmen, who was also he was the postman, and at the same time he was helping the persons in the post office. He collected those posts, took the letter to the office, his boss took the letter to his boss, and he was laughing heartily. He was laughing loudly and showed the letter which was written to the god. Never in his career as a postman he had knew that address. As he was a postman, his work was to deliver the letter from house to house. He says that in his entire career as a postman, he has not seen anyone write. He has not seen such address letter to, means to God. The postmaster, a fat, amiable postmaster, was a quite healthy. Amiable means friendly fellow. He was friendly fellow. Also broke out laughing. He also started laughing, but almost immediately he turned serious and tapping the letter on the desk commented. And immediately, but quickly, he is laughing. His mood turned into a serious one, and he commented, he said, "What a faith! I wish I had the faith of the man who wrote this letter." Now he said, "How firm faith this man has in God. I wish I was also having the same faith in God as the person is having." So, in order not to shake the writer's faith in God, the postmaster came up with an idea: answer the letter. Now, he did not want that the faith of the person should be shaken. So, what he did, he got an idea. What idea? That to answer the letter. He thought to answer the letter. But when he opened, it was evident that to answer it, he needed something more than goodwill. But when he opened the letter, he came to know in this letter, it was not the goodwill or the answers is required from the God. It requires something else. What was that something else? That something else was the 100 pesos, the money. But he stuck to his resolution. But now he had already made his mind up to help the person. So he thought not to set back. He asked for money from his employees. He asked his other employees at the post office to help him. He himself gave a part of his salary. He also gave the part of his salary. And several friends of his were obliged to give something for an act of charity. He also asked few friends of his to donate something as an act of charity. It was impossible for him to gather together the 100 pesos. He was not able to gather together the 100 pesos. So he was able to send the farmer only a little more than half. He was able to send little more than half means 100's half is 50. So he was able to send little more than that. He puts the money in an envelope addressed to Lancho and with it a letter containing only a single word as a signature God. I think children you have understood the meaning of this line, that he took the money, put the money in an envelope and only a letter where it was signed as God. Now children, again the oral comprehension. Please try to get the answers of these questions and write them in the rough copy, not in fair work. The following Sunday, Lencho came a bit earlier than usual to ask if there was a letter for him. Again, the following Sunday, Lencho came to the post office to see whether he has got a letter or not. It was the postman himself who handed the letter to him, while the postmaster, experiencing the contentment of a man who has performed a good deed, looked on from his office. The postman gave him the letter, and the postmaster, he was in his cabin and he was watching the man. He was watching the man, and the postmaster at the same time was having a feeling of contentment on his face that he has helped a person. Lencho showed not the slightest surprise on seeing the money. Lencho was not at all surprised to see the money, because why he was not surprised? He was not surprised as he had a firm faith that he is going to receive the money from God. So he was not at all surprised. He was totally prepared for this. Such was his confidence, such was his belief, such was his faith. But he became angry when he counted the money. But he became upset when he counted the money. God could not have made a mistake, nor could have denied Lencho what he had requested. Now Lencho became angry. Why he became angry? He became angry on the thought that God can never make a mistake, and he cannot. Who? God. God cannot refuse or deny Lencho what he had asked for. Immediately, Lencho went up to the window to ask for the paper and ink. Again, he went to the window of the post office and asked for the paper and the pen. On the public writing table, he started to write with much wrinkling of his brow. Now he was upset, he was angry, so there was wrinkles on his eyebrows, and with that he started writing. He started to write, bro, caused by the effort he had made to express his ideas. When he finished, he went to the window by a stamp, when he licked and then affixed it to the envelope with a blow of fist. Now he took one stamp, stick it with his saliva, and then he just affix it with the firm blow of his fist. The moment the letter fell into the mailbox, the postmaster went to open it. It said, now immediately they saw the man had dropped a letter. Again, the postmaster went to the mailbox. He collected the letter. And what was written in the letter? You will be shocked, children. Let's see. It was written, God, of the money that I asked for, only 70 pesos reach me. God, I had asked you for the 100 pesos, but you have given me only 70 pesos. Send me the rest, since I need it very much. He commanded the God to send him the rest of the amount, as he is in bad need. He is in need of that money very badly. But don't send it to me through the mail. What he said, he ordered God not to send him the money through this post office, not through mail, because the post office employees are a bunch of crooks. According to him, these post office persons are no one other than crooks. Crooks means bad people, those who steal money. So here he had the idea that God can never make the mistake. He must have sent 100 pesos only. And why he received 70? Because 30 pesos must have been taken by the post office employees. That is why he calls them as bunch of crooks. This is the story, children. Explanation of the lesson. So please go through the video carefully, find out the meaning of the difficult words, and for any queries send me the message, and next time I will send you the question answers of the lesson. Thank you, children.